he came over and listened to my story about me ripping my cousin off for 3 hours. And I gave him permission. This guy here works in a body shop, so he's paying good at that point. He's only given permission to take my car to this body shop to get an estimate on what the other guys, the Justin Kersey guy, did to me. And he drums up this big bill and all this crap. But then about that point, his phone's crapped out. So he says, so he's changing phones. He can't keep track. Turns out, notice when the 3 hour spill he gives me, his girlfriend sitting in the car, just like she was when she sat here in the car where they lied. He moved in by himself. Mom told me to rent it to him. Gave me the key. There's only the one thing. The one lock is done by Henry the locksmith, who's afraid to enter into any places. I'm the one that actually goes in here without a gun and searches the place for this guy Ryan, who's skipped out. And we're making this mistake of we can't rent stuff week to week because we can't keep up with it. My daughter won't do shit about collecting money. She doesn't want to hear anything. It's her birthday last night. She doesn't care about nothing. She doesn't care about that she was born here. She doesn't care that I was going to leave her that car. My cousin doesn't care that I was going to leave him that car. Or he thinks that story is that I sent this asshole was for my cousin. They're over here living rent free. I noticed there's a girl here when I rent it to him, but I just figure she's pregnant, But I noticed when I'm trying to rent it to him, he's just real quiet. And then he says he's here he wants to rent it for 2 months. He's taking a vacation, but he's from Kingsville. Very suspicious, right? But I figure it's because he's gotten her pregnant. But when I came back, he wouldn't let me in to look for my phone. But he searches forever. But I could, but at that point, he thinks he owns the place. But it was the next day I come by, he doesn't fucking, he's not here. Kid opens the door, slams the door on me, they lock me out. And months go by. He's paying, but then he's falling behind, doesn't want to deal with that. He thinks he's even. He's taking my cars, giving me a big fat estimate. I've told him no, but then Joey Garza catches him under the Oso Bridge. And then, I tell him this is one-time slip because he's working on it down there because his boss, supposedly, at the place in Kingsville, it's a body shop. I can't remember the name right now, House of Color, something like that. He's been there for 3 years, come over one night at a demand to get an application or the info from his girlfriend. And she says, he calls me one night the week before, he asks my advice because I tell him about what happened between me and Lou. And he says, my girlfriend, he's called the cops on her. She thinks she can run the place. No, what it is, she does. She is running the place. She thinks she can do what she wants, is what he said. She is doing what she wants. I come over here and I demand, he says he's got all this money for me, the full rent. She opens the door one night, it's late. And she gives me $200. I said, no, that's unacceptable. Let me in. I sit him at the table, ask for ID. So some people over there, I need that. She goes, I'm not going to give you anything. Tough shit. And I said, well, that's not going to work. And then she calls Jesus. He comes over here driving my car. At that point, it's got parts missing off of it. Key point, so I don't take it back because I'm here by myself and it's got parts missing off. If I take it off, these parts are replaceable. So he kind of knows that. He's taking parts off the car. He's doing all this work he's not supposed to do. Then I tell her that if I don't get it by the next day, but he tells me he throws her out that night. She's out because I said she's out because she won't give any ID. But in the meantime, I've come back over here days since then, and they're in there. And when I knock on the door, they see me and they pretend like they're not there. So I haven't gotten in weeks. I come by, my car's not over here. My mom's documented it's not here. In the meantime, I told him that one night when he throws her out, he's in Bishop. He's going to kill himself over her. He's got this big sob story. And then I said, that's when I found out. I said, dude, did you wreck my car? Something squirrely about a story. He admits he's had a flat tire, but he doesn't know that I know his car tires only have about 1,000 miles. And if it's got camber, that could happen. But what he's basically doing is driving my car. He's using his personal vehicle.